Okay, hi everybody. Today we are talking Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 1, The Apostate, I think it is. And just wow, such an amazing episode. Just a fantastic return to form, showing us exactly why we love the series, why we love the whole franchise, and that, despite my feelings when I was younger, it doesn't need to be all Jedis and everything else. I've always loved the whole of Star Wars, but I've always been very Jedi centric, and it's nice. It's nice to branch out and have it be amazing as well, you know. Because there's been some adaptations of things that are just like when it doesn't revolve around the Skywalkers or the Jedi's and things like that. It can be a little bit stilted. But it's never that it hasn't been the case with the Mandalorian or really anything. I would say like any of the other Disney shows like Boba Fett. But then the other stuff that's coming out is going to be Jedi centric. So, and I can't wait. Anyway, I say lots to talk about. It's just everything that happened in the episode, which I'm sure again you've watched before coming here. I really enjoyed. Start to finish was really, really enjoyable. So during the flashback, it showed us the purge that took place with the Imperials, and I found it quite interesting thinking about it. But like any time that we hear about the homeworld of the Mandalorians being damaged in a significant way or blown up or destroyed or whatever, it's usually at the hands of a Force user, good or otherwise, which is interesting given like their historic feud. So I really, really I'm kind of like nervous for Grief Karga and the citizens of Navarro after turning it all around, given that the First Order is going to be coming. So I'm hoping that their post in the Outer Rim stays untouched and charming, which it's become a really, really cool little place. So I loved the intro. I loved it in that it showed us like that the Mandalorian's a badass, and it also told us a little bit of why the Mandalorian or Din Djarin is on his quest this season. Even so, it's for the people that have skipped the intro. We saw this last season, so then it's a quick right. You know why we're here. This is that reassurance of why we're here. Did feel bad for the crocodile. I can't lie. There was like a part of me that reasoned like humans are also animals. We just fight in a different way. Do you know what I mean? Like we use tools and weapons. But it did make me think of like the animal kingdom, like ants when they're swarming, like things and stuff like that. So it's all, but I did still feel really bad for the croc, and it wasn't like a justification of, this is why we should destroy animals and stuff. Even though it was on the attack and they were just holding a ceremony, but yeah, I felt bad. The whole show looks amazing as it always does. You just feel like you're there the whole time, and it's just really, really cool, really, really cool. Love seeing Grogu and seeing his armor on, which obviously ties into the episode that they were in the Book of Boba Fett, and I want to say the Mandalorian. Did he have it in the Mandalorian? Or was his whole thing, was that whole tiny little thing? Because he had more Beskar, didn't he? So I don't know. I'll have to go back. So there was a cool thing with the hyperspace whales. I'm gonna have to look up their name. I've literally just finished watching it, and instead of like researching everything, I just thought, okay, I'll just come and have a chat with everybody. So yeah, the hyperspace whales. So when I first saw these and found out about them, like due to Rebels and everything else, I just assumed that they were like force sensitive or like had something to do with the force in some kind of way. Um, because that's nuts. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you're naturally physically the size of like a or half the size of a Leviathan class ship or whatever. Like, that's still like a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're say for example, if they like planets. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's there are hyperspace routes that have been carefully mapped out, which everybody follows. The hyperspace routes, right? So were there like whales that like naturally went along, and then just years of evolution were like, right, these are the ones that you can go along. There are no riptides, not riptides, the current things that the Finding Nemo turtles that like swim on. You know what I mean? Like, obviously they do in real life, but obviously that's what we all know. So like, that's like, there's none of that in space, right? So obviously it's them like, quote, going into another dimension to like just zip on through. But if that's the case, why would you need a hyperspace lane / route? Unless like other people coming and toing and froing. But like, there's things in the way, is my point, you know, and not just ships, right? So you'd think you'd need some kind of awareness, and like, obviously they have some kind of intelligence, but you know, so yeah, I just assumed that there was more than just, oh, this is just whales that go through space, but I think that's what they are. And especially because of how they helped Ezra, which was amazing. I definitely think that is also a hint that Ezra is coming. For like, obviously, like I myself and probably people that are watching, like follow the trades, or like DJ Eric or New Rockstars, or like people, well, not DJ Eric that does deep Star Wars content, but like all of that, you know. So like, you might know that Ezra's coming, but it's like a nice little hint for just like the casual fans, you know, who's coming in Ahsoka, I believe it is. I love the little tree dudes on Navarro. Again, I'm gonna have to look up their names, but it's the same creature, the same type of creature that was in Jabba's palace. And it's really cool seeing their little furry vests, but it's only on one side. It's only on one side that they've got like a dark brown patch vest, and on the other side, it's just like beige and beige fur and stuff. Yuki, my little Meiji, Yuki, good girl. So Grogu's adorable, and I can't blame him for thinking that the Anzellans are really cute. You want to come up, don't you? Okay. I would be trying to cuddle them as well. I know that wouldn't be appropriate because they're just normal people trying to go about their business. So I'd have to like be appropriate, but obviously you'd want to, you know. It was really fun seeing Grogu enjoying the space battle as well. And then the Pirate King Shard looking like old Greg from Mighty Boosh was amazing. And then like thinking that, and then seeing New Rockstars putting it up was just beautiful, beautiful. I laughed so hard. And then we get the setup for the next episode / the rest of it, where he's off to go to the Citizen Center. I think she said it was in a certain city, and that's where he's got to go. But there are going to be obviously a few stops on the way, and I really hope he gets to fix IG-11 like he hopes to. But yeah, so then we also saw Bo-Katan, and it's interesting when you watch something that you different people can have like different interpretations of something. So I was talking to my friend Liam about it, and he was saying that he thought her scene came from like a place of power, and that she looked like a badass and stuff. And I thought myself, I mean, he could be right and I could be wrong, but that it seemed very petulant and like a strong and I'm sorry, let me have 1 second. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, good girl. You want to go out? Okay, I'll open the window. There you go. Oh, no. Here we go. Oh, there you go. Good girl. Okay. Love you. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. So, okay, so because everybody left because she didn't have the dark saber, obviously, like, it's funny as well. She calls the children of the Watch zealots, but she's relying on zealots because if your whole thing is like, I'm not going to follow this person, like, forget their leadership qualities. It's a matter of, right, if they don't have a sword, I'm not interested. That's like a devout thing, right? And then because of them being so devout, it turns negative, and they're like, right, well, I'm just going to go and pillage and raid across the galaxy because I'm so intent on my beliefs, and because I've been spurned because of my beliefs, and I feel that there's no immediate way forward with them without change, which I refuse to do. Then because of that, I'm now going to just go and harm everything else, and while preaching my religion my way. Do you know what I mean? I feel that's very zealot-y behavior. So she's trying to recruit zealots and stuff, and even herself like holds true to the whole Mandalorian saber thing, and only, well, maybe only in how much it helps her, you know. It almost looks like it could just be because she's disillusioned, but it almost feels that at the moment, she's kind of just thrown away everything that it is to be a Mandalorian, other than like the strength and the honor, you know, and being in a specific place. Do you know what I mean? It feels like she's just kind of picking and choosing what she wants of the culture, I guess, you know. But yeah, so like all my forces melted away. Like there was a droid there. The idea I got was that she's completely alone and chose to stay alone because they refused to bend, she refused to bend, and is just sitting on a planet or in a city by herself, in a castle by herself, sulking. Essentially, for me, you know. So I don't know. So it's interesting, but all in all, loved it. Completely 10 out of 10. Absolutely love. I can't speak highly enough of the series, genuinely. And again, like this is how you know something's going to be good. If I like when I first have like my gut reaction, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know. Gotham Knights is an exception. Don't do that. But like I'm like, oh, I don't know, like Batfleck, honestly, an amazing Batman, and I'm gonna keep saying that until like whenever. I mean, I've got to keep holding my hands up on that one. He was amazing, and my gut reaction was, oh dear, you know, and dude smashed it. Same with this series. When it initially came out, I was a little bit like, okay. Loki as well, right? That's my goddamn favorite series of the Disney stuff from Marvel. Loki, Moon Knight, and WandaVision. I'll say my favorite so much I can't think of it. But those three are like just all scrambling for the top, just constantly. And this series is phenomenal. Visions are phenomenal, and I'm sure Acolyte's going to be phenomenal too. So I think they're all going to be scrambling for the top. But at the moment, this is just by far and away. I feel bad, but this is just loads better than Boba Fett. As great as everybody did on that show, yeah, I don't know. There's just something about the Mandalorian that's just kind of better. And yeah, absolutely love it. So yeah, here we are, and I will see you next week. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments, what you enjoyed seeing. If you thought the episode was as strong as I feel, and yeah, I hope to see you around.